have to learn. Advanced data types. So what are the advanced data types we have? First one, list. Second one, tuple. Third one, set. Fourth one, frozen set. Fifth one, bytes. Sixth one, bytes array. Seventh one, dictionary. And eighth one, what is that? Range. So among that, we learned what is range. When did we learn this range? While I am teaching for loop, I said how range works. Now today's class, we will go for list. To understand this list properly. So here, why we are learning list, I will tell you. So if I want to store a value, then what I did, I have created one variable, I have stored the data. If I want to store two values, then I have created another variable, I have stored this one. So when you have 1, 2, 3 or 4 variables, 4 values, then you have created that many number of variables. But I want to store 1000 values. Then will you create 1000 variables? Creating 1000 variables is the complex thing. And if you have patience, you have created. But remembering in which value stored in which variable is the complex thing. So to avoid that one, what I need a mechanism where I want to store multiple elements as a single unit, and I want to refer that entire unit using the one variable. Okay, what is that? I want to take a collection of values that all values should be referred by only one variable. To do such things, we have to go for these advanced data types. Okay, from that I will tell you what is list. So list is a collection of heterogeneous type of elements. Heterogeneous type of elements. What is meant by heterogeneous? Heterogeneous is nothing but different type of element. Different type of elements means one element belonging to integer type, one element belonging to float type. So multiple float elements are there, multiple integer elements are there, like that you can write anyway. So this is the first thing you should remember while we go for this advanced data structure. Next one. So how can I create a list? Now I will tell you the syntax of list. The syntax is all the elements which are heterogeneous type of elements are there, that everything will be enclosed in the square bracket. Square brackets. So the syntax of this one is square bracket, element 1, element 2, element 3, like that. How many elements you want to be create, that many elements you can write, and this everything will be separated by the comma. And what can I do? This entire thing is going to be referred by copies to one variable. That variable is the X variable. Actually, this is the list object. Now I said this one is the list. Okay, but you have to raise question. Sir, how can I consider this one is a list? Can you show me the proof? Yes. So there is a proof that to know whether it is a list type or not, we learn one function, that is the type function. When you give this X input to this type function, it will convey that this is belonging to the list type. Now we need to check whether it is list type or not. So what can I do? I am going for this shell prompt. I have created X variable, and what I am going to do, I am going to use the square brackets where I am going to write the multiple elements, that all elements are belonging to the different type of elements. So 10, 20, next 10.5, next ABC. I am going to write this one inside the double quote, and 10 plus 2J, and true. So is this all elements belonging to same type? No. And I am going to enclose this one. So did I get any error? I did not get any error. And I want to test whether it is the list type or not. So what I am doing, I am going to give this X argument to the type function. And when I run this one, it has given message like list. This one is the list type. So it's clear. Next, what does list contain? List can store duplicate elements. Duplicate elements. Duplicate elements means what is the element? If you give more than 2 times same element, it can store. Okay, let us check this one. X is a one variable, and I am going to 10, 20, 30, 10, 20, 40 I have given. And when I print this X value, okay, what are the, so is it store 10 value twice or not? 10 value twice is available, 20 value twice is available, 30 once time is available, one time it has printed, 40 also printed one time. Okay, this is the thing it has printed. So what do you understand from this one? This list can hold duplicate element. Next, another thing. So it is a ordered collection of elements. Ordered collection of elements means in which order you will give the elements, in the same order they will store. Ordered collection of elements. So if you observe this code, what I have given 10, 20, 30, 10, 20, 40 I have given. And how they were stored, in which order I have given, same order it has stored. So that's why we are saying that it is a ordered collection of heterogeneous type of elements. And one more thing we should know, X is this list is mutable. What is mean by mutable? Mutable is nothing but once an object is created, if you modify the content or if you insert a new element to the list, it will modify in the same address. It won't create the new copy. Okay, let us check whether it is performing or not. So I will tell you how to add a new element to the list. I want to update the content. So here I have created list, and so here this every list element is going to be separated using the index. So for example, X is one variable. Right. What happens? I have created this list. So one minute, guys. Right. So when I create a list like this, what happens? This everything is going to be indexed separately in 20, 30, in 20, 40, like that it is created. This is 10, 20, 30, and 10, 20, 40. So the way how index is available for string, that same type of index is available for this list also. So this is positive index 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the negative index also available -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, -6. Like that index is created. Now what I am going to do, and what happens, I am going to refer this entire list using X reference. Then what happened? This everything is going to be created in 500 address. Just imagine this one is the 500 address. If I update the content of this list from 30 to any other new value. So here, this 30, I am going to change it to 40. So how can I change in which address I want to modify? X variable. What is the value present at second index? I want to change from 30 to 40. How can I do? X is the entire list. And what I am doing? I am going to update the content which is available at 2, the 40. After that, I am going to test whether it is updating or not. So before that, what I will do? I want to know in which address it is stored. ID of X. When I write ID of X, what is the address it has given? 6080. Next, what I am going to do? I am going to update the content which is available at the second index. From 30 to -100, I am giving. So did I get any error? I did not get any error. Means, and I am going to test what is the value of X. So previously, this position 30 is available. I have updated to -100. Next, when I update, are you expecting new address or same address? This must be update in the same address. If it is update, then only we call this list is a mutable type. So now I am going to test address after updating the content. ID of X. So is it given same address, different address? Here, what is the address previously it has? Same address it is pointing. So is it modified in the same address or different address? It has modifies in the same address. Means object is updated or not? Object is updated. So that we are saying that list is the mutable type. What about basic data types? All basic data types are the immutable type. But now list is the mutable because which allowed me to update the object which is created earlier. This thing you should remember while working with the lister. So this is the important thing you should remember. Next one. Accessing the list elements. Accessing the list elements. So again, we have two types of accessing. First one using indexing and second one using slicing. So these things we learned in the previous classes itself. The way how it works, indexing and slicing for string, that same method will be continued for the list. So X is the one array, X is one list. I am going to give the values 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. Okay. Next, what are the indexes? This one is 0 index, 1 index, 2 index, 3 index, 4 index, 5 index. This one is -1, -2, -3 index, -4, -5, and -6. These are the indexes is available. If you want to access only one element from this list, then you have to go for indexing. If you want to access a sequence of numbers from this list, then you need to go for slicing. What are the types of slicings we learn? Slicing with two values, that is starting index colon ending index, and slicing with the 3 values, that is starting index, ending index, and step. So now I am going to give you one example. These things already we learned while working with the strings, but I will tell you how whether we can access or not. So X of 2 I have written. So what is the element present at second index? 30 is available. If I print this X of 2, what do I get? 30 will be printed. So to print the same 30 using the negative index, what can I do? Simply, I am going to print x of -4. Then what happens? I can see that same 30 is available. So these two are pointing the same element only. So this is the way we are using indexing to access only one element from this list. But I don't want to access only one element. I want to access a sequence, means first three elements or second three element, like that I want to access. Then what can I do? We will go for the slicing. So here, first I will write the slicing with the two values. So if I write slice, slice object? What is the slice object? List object. What is the list object at here? X is the list object. X object, and I want to access the elements between 1:3 I have written. So 1 is nothing but which will start from the first index, and what is the last index element it will print? What is the last index element it will print? When I write, very good, 5HK, you have given correct. So end -1, it will print up to end -1. So 3 is nothing but it will stop up to second index only. 1,2 index elements will be printed. What are the value? What is the element present at first index? 20 is available. You can see 20. And the second index 30 is available. 30 will be printed. I can see the result like this. So I will check this one. So I will clear this everything. I am going to create one list. Its name is X. So 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 I have given. When I write X of 2, I can see 30 value. Same 30 is going to be print when I give the -4 index. -4 is nothing but I have started from the right hand side and I will go towards the left hand side. So -1, -2, -3, -4, its value also 30. So to access one element, I have used this one. I want to access a sequence of elements. Then what can I do? I will go for X element, and I will go for slicing, where I will start it from 1 and I want to continue up to 3. Then what are the values I can see? 20 and 30. 20 and 30. This is also written in the form of list type only. Okay. Next one. So I have proved list is mutable type, and we check how to access one element and how to access a sequence of elements from the slice using slice. Next one, we will go for second type also. So if I write X of 1, 5, 2 if I have written. Can you tell me what are the index elements it will print? Which index elements will be print when I write 1, 5, first index? Next, is it print second index element? No, it will jump to 2 steps, 1 plus 2. So third index element will be printed. Next, 3 plus 2, 5. Is it print 5 index element? Is it print 5 index element? It won't print because my slice can print elements whose element index is end -1. End -1 means 5 minus 1. So it will stop off printing the elements up to 4 only. So when I write a next element index, it is 5. 5 is greater than to 4, so that it won't print the element which is present at fifth index. So what is the element present at first index? First index is 20. So 20 you will get. Next, what is the element present at the third index? 40. 40 will be printed. Let us check whether it is printing these two or not. So already I have X Next, what I am doing, I have started printing elements from 1 and I want to continue up to 5 and I want to give the difference with the 2 steps. When I execute this one, I can see 20, 40. These things we learned in the previous classes itself only. Next one. This list is growable and stringable. List is growable. Growable means you can add element to the list. Next, list is shrink. Shrink is nothing but you can delete the element from the list also. Okay. So let us know how to add element to the list and how to delete an element from the list. We will see. First one, we have one predefined method to add an element to the list, that is append element. Append element. For this append element, you need to give the new element. What is the element you want to add to the list that you have to give? For example, X is the list already I have. Its content 10, 20, 30 I have given. I want to add new element to this one. Then what can I do? I will use the append method. So when I write X dot append with the new element, what is the element I want to assign? -100 I want to assign. Next, after that, when you print what is the X array, then what happens? What is the element you have added? That will be added at the end of the list. So what is the output I can get when I print X? 10, 20, 30, -100 will be printed. So let us check whether it is adding at the end of the list or not. So clear here. So X is my list and the 10, 20, 30 I have given. And when I write X dot append with the -100 value, and when I hit enter, which does not return any error, and when I print X value, so is this element added at the end of the list or not? Yes. Next one. But what is my job? I don't want to add element at the end of my list. I want to add element at my required position. So to add element at your required position, then we have to go for new syntax, new method. That one is insert method. What does this insert method do? This insert method add element to list at a given position. At a given position. So here, this is the X list which is already available. What are the indexes of this all? 0, 1, 2, 3 are the index. So you need to give the position like a index format. In which index position you want to print, you want to add, that index you have to give. So here I want to add -500 element. At which index? Second index I want to give. So how can you give this one? Using the insert method. Using the insert method. So insert method followed by which element you want to be add, followed by in which position you want to add, that you have to give. On which list you want to give, that one you have to call using X. So X dot insert, I want to add -500 at a second index. So let us check whether it is working or not. So what is the output we get when I write this one? If I print X value after this one, then this -500 will add at the second index. Then what happened? This 30 will goes to the third index. So I will get output like first element is 10. First index element is 20. Now in the second index place, this minus 100 will be added. Next followed by 30, followed by minus 100. Like that, we can get the result. So here, for the same x, I am going to insert an element. Which element I want to insert? Minus 500 I want to insert. Which position I want to insert? Second position I want to insert. So when I hit enter, it does not return any error. And when I print the x value, where is? Oh my God. 1 minute, guys. So here we did one small mistake. First one, x dot insert. This method is for adding new element. First one, okay, insert is a new method which is for adding an element at a given position. So how can I give? First one, insert method. First you have to give the position, followed by what element you want to give, that new element you have to give. Okay, so this is the syntax. Now I am going to work with this x list. So x dot insert, and I want to add element at second index 2, followed by minus 500 I have given. So what is the output we get when I print x value? So we will get output as 10, 20. This minus 500 will be added at this position. Next followed by this 30 will be shifted to right side, and minus 100 will be appear like this. Now we will see whether it is working or not. So this is the list which contain 20, 30, and minus 100 also available. So what I am doing, x dot insert is the method where I want to add element at second index. Which element want to be add? Minus 500 need to be added. So when I hit enter, what happens? Which does not return any error. And when I print the x value, observe here. What did you get? This minus 500 added at the second index, and remaining two elements will be shifted at right hand side. So is this clear? This is the second way. Next up. Sir, when I want to add one element, I have this add method. Okay, no problem. If I want to add at a specific position, I have insert method. But I have 10 elements are there, sir. I want to add 10 elements at a time. Then do I need to write these 10 elements appending 10 times? No. We have one method, that is the another method to add multiple elements to the list at a time. So how can we use that one? So for that, Python has given another method to adding new elements, new set of elements. That one is the extends method. Okay, so this method allow us to add multiple elements to the list. So how can I use this one? So same thing, syntax. The syntax of this one is list object dot extend, followed by, you can give a group of elements at a time. So E1, E2, E3, like that I have given. Now we will test whether these all elements will be added to the list or not. So this list is available. And what I am going to do, I will add some more list to this one. So list object, what is the name for this one? X dot extend followed by I am going to give some set of elements. So what are the elements I am giving? 10.5, 20.5, 30.5, like that I am going to give one list at a time. So if you give like this, then what happens? These all elements will be added at the end of the list. So this list is available. X is the list object dot extend followed by I am going to list of elements. So 10 plus 2j I am giving, ABC I am giving, and 2 I am giving. So how many elements I am adding at a time? 3 elements I am adding at a time. So did I get any error? I did not get any error. So when I check the list of X, then these all elements were added at the end of the list or not? These all list of elements added at the end of previously available list. So this is the way you have to add it. So when I said this one, here you have to ask one question. I expect what is that question? Can I add the same list of elements to given position? No, there is no any predefined method is available to add these different type of elements at different positions. Okay, definitely you need to go for insert method and each element you need to add at your required position. Next one. So using this method, can we confirm that list is growable? List is growable. We can add elements. Next, what we need to know? We have to know whether is this list can be shrinkable or not. Shrinkable is nothing but can we delete an element from the list or not. So here, let us go for one example. Right. First one. Clear. We have list X which contain 10, 20, 30 elements are there. Next, what I am going to do, I have to test how to delete an element. So X is the list which contain 10, 20, 30. And to delete an element from the list, we have one method which is the pop method. Okay. So how can I use this one? X dot pop. When I write X dot pop, then it is going to delete one element. That element will be the last element in my list. Okay, which element? This element. What is the last element is present in the list that is going to be deleted. So now, and which element is deleting, that you will get as a output. 30 is deleted, like that you will get. So here I am going to perform pop operation on my list. So when I hit enter, what is the element you are expecting to delete from this list? 30. So is it printed 30 or not? Yes, it has printed. Now we will test whether it has deleted or not. So what can I do? I am going to check its value. So here from this list, 30 is deleted. Are you expecting to delete always 30th element? Means last element? No. I don't want to delete an element from the list at the last position. I want to delete an element, that element position you need to give. For example, I don't want to delete last element. I want to delete 20 element. So to delete 20 element, you need to supply in which index this 20 is present. So in which index it is present? This is 0 index, 1 index. So now I want to delete an element which is present at 20. How can I delete? So again, you have to use the pop method only. But while using this pop method, you need to supply which index element need to be deleted. So what this pop is doing? Deleting last element. But are you expecting last element? I am not expecting the last element. I am expecting an element to be deleted from the given position. So here I am creating list with the 4 elements 10, 20, 30, 40. And I want to delete an element which is present at the first index. Then what can I do? You have to use the pop method. Along with, you need to supply element at a given position. Okay. So at this position index, I want to delete. On which list you are performing, that list object you need to supply. So here x dot pop is the method I am using where I want to delete 1. Tell me what is the element it will delete. What is the element present at first index? This first index is 0, 1, 20 is deleted. So what is the output I get? 20 output I will get when I execute this one. When you see the list again after deleting the element, then what is the output I get? 10, 20 is deleted, 30 and 40 I will get the output. So now we will check whether it is working or not. So X is the list which contain 10, 20, 30, 40. Next, what I am doing? I am going to perform delete operation. So X dot pop operation. Which element need to be deleted? Which is present at first index? That element need to be deleted. So which element deleted? 20, because at first index 20 element is present. So when I print the X array, X list, I can see 10, 20, 30, 40. So 20 is deleted. Next one. Sir, I don't know in which index 20 is available. I know element, that element need to be deleted. If you know the index, you will tell you that index position, then element is deleted from that index. But I don't want to delete element from the position. I want to delete an element. That element I will give, only that element need to be deleted. I don't want to delete from the index position. So I hope it is clear. So I have list X which contain 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Like that it is available. But what is my job? I don't know in which position 30 is available. But I want to delete 30. Are you clear? So when you have these 5 elements, you can go through these all elements. You can find where this 30 is available. But what is my requirement? I want to delete 30, but I don't know in which position 30 is available. And you can't find the index of this one when it contains multiple elements. Then we have to go for another method, which is the remove method. This remove method is expecting element, which element need to be deleted. So for pop, what I have given, index I have given. Right now, what I am giving? element, which element you want to be delete, that you have to give. So from which list you want to delete, that list name you have to supply. So x dot remove, and I want to remove 30. So then I am going to give x dot remove, and I am giving the 30. Then what happens? This 30 is deleted from this list. When I print this x, what is the output I get? 10, 20, 40, 50 will be printed. So let us check whether I am getting this one or not. It's very good question, 12H3. I will tell you what happens for this one. So here, X is the list, 10, 20, 30, 40 is available, and I am going to perform remove operation with the element 30. Then which does not return any element. When I check X, 30 is removed, 40 is available. Here, one of our friend asked one question, LH3. Sir, if it contain multiple elements, what happens? If it contain multiple elements, first occurrence element will be deleted. Okay. So I am going to show that one. X is the list. X is the list which contain 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. And 10, 20, 30 is available. Now I want to delete 20 element. Tell me how many times 20 is present? Twice it is available. X dot remove, I want to delete 20. So which L20 is deleted? Which is available between 10, 30, that 20 is deleted. It won't delete an element from the last. Okay. So here I am going to check this one, which does not return any value. And when I print this X, which element is deleted? First occurrence element is deleted. Okay. Second occurrence as it is available. Is this clear? 12H3. Okay. Next one. So how many ways we have used? One is deleting at last element. Second one, deleted at the given position. Next one, deleting an element. Which element you need to be deleted, that you have given. Next requirement. Sir, I want to clear this entire list at a time. So if I want to delete all elements, will you delete a first index element, second index element, third index element, fourth index element? You won't do like that. We have one predefined method, that is the clear method. Which method? Clear method. This method is going to remove all the elements from the list. So how can I do? List object you will give, followed by clear. So here X, which is already contain this list of elements, I am going to write X dot clear. Then what happens? Every element which is present in the list will be deleted. So now I am going to test whether it is working or not. So here, first I am going to test clear. So X I am going to create, which is 10, 20, 30, 40. And X dot clear I have written. And when I check, it does not return any value. And when I check the X value, I can see empty list. Is this clear? So this is the way you have to add element to the list. This is the way you have to delete an element from the list. So other than this, we have different methods are available for the list. that we need to learn in the coming class. Okay. So what did we learn in today's class? How to create a list, whether list is mutable or immutable, and how to create a list we learned. Next one, what are the how many ways you can access the list using indexing and slicing. And the list is growable. Growable means we can add the element to the list. And list is shrinkable means we can delete an element from the list. So what are the methods available for adding element? Append. Append will add element at the end of the list. Insert is for adding element at a given position. How can you give? First you will give the position, followed by which element need to be added. That element you need to supply. And if you want to add multiple elements at a time, then you can go for extend method. You can supply list of elements at a time. This all will be added at the end of your list. So how can we delete an element? So we have pop method. What does this pop do? It will delete an element from the end of your list. But I don't want to delete from the end of the list. I want to delete an element at a given position. You can supply the index. Index element will be deleted. Next one, I don't know in which index that element is present. I know which element need to be deleted. Then you can use the remove method. And which element need to be removed? That element you can supply. And that element is deleted. And you can see the updated list. Now, I don't want to delete each element one by one. If it contains 2 to 3 elements, you can use either pop method, remove method to remove all the elements. But if it contains 1 lakh element, will you do 1 lakh times remove method? No. I want to delete entire list at a time. And I can go for the clear method. What happens? All the elements will be deleted at a time. So is this clear how to add and delete an element from the list? Yes. So we can go for remaining methods in the coming class, and we will work with some programs using list. Okay, guys, we'll meet again in tomorrow's class. Bye.